Welcome back to Dr. Chao's YouTube channel. In this channel, I'm going to interview Howard County graduates who graduated from our public school system. I want them to share their experience, their challenges, their achievement, and their advice for our incoming high school students. This YouTube channel will focus on student voice and student experience. I hope this interview will help you, both our parents and students, to navigate the high school life. Today, we are going to interview Mr. Kamau Richardson. He graduated from Atholton High School in 2020. He is attending Howard University, majoring chemical engineering. Hi, Kamau, welcome to this channel. Can you have a self-introduction?
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Kamau Richardson. I'm an incoming freshman chemical engineering major at Howard University, and I graduated from Atholton in 2020. And I can say that I'm very grateful for the Howard County Public School System for giving me the education that I've gotten. I think it was a very valuable education, and I plan to take it far with me in the future.
Thank you, Kamau. Thanks for taking the time to speak with me. And my first question for you, what was the biggest challenge in your high school senior year? How do you overcome that?
I think that my biggest challenge in my senior year of high school was managing my time. There were a lot of things that I had to do. Like, I was the leader of different clubs and different organizations, and I had out of school activities such as club soccer. And there were times when I had to do every single activity in a single day. So to manage my time, I wrote my activities down in order in a calendar and by time, and I wrote down how long it would take for me to get back and forth from where I need to go. So I think the best thing for me to do was just to write everything down. It worked very well.
I see. So you try to have a well-maintained agenda every day, right?
Yes.
I see. So what was your biggest challenge in your whole high school? How did you overcome that?
Well, when I first came to high school, I was supposed to go to Wild Lake, but I'm out of district JRTC. So I came to Atholton with not that many friends. And it was a challenge for me to build relationships because I'm typically a very quiet individual. So I think joining clubs and being active in the school, it was a really great way for me to build relationships. So I did just that. And I joined plenty of different clubs, ranging from Alpha Achievers to the soccer team to the theater group, I guess.
I see. So what's your secret to build relationships?
Just be present. Like, be there where other people are. I mean, I'd advise people not to seclude yourself from everybody else. Be involved.
I see. And then be present and try to be proactive.
Yeah, the relationships will come if you're there.
Can you share one unique academic experience? For example, maybe one class, one project, or one seminar?
I think JRTC, my experience in JRTC, I was the battalion commander my senior year, and I feel as though not many other students in Howard County or students in JRTC in general would be able to experience that mantle of leadership. And that leadership, it taught me a lot about who I am as a person and my leadership styles. And it taught me about what I think, what my dreams for the future are, and what I think that I can do, what I know that I can do. As in, like, I like leadership a lot. It's not just something that just comes easy to me. So I know that I understand that leadership is something that you have to work at, and it's something that you have to really want.
I see. Can you explain the JROC a little bit? Because I think a lot in our audience probably don't know what JROC means.
So JRTC is the Junior Reserves Officer Training Corps. It is a branch of, not really a branch, but it's like, so it's the reserves of the United States Armed Forces. In Howard County, there's the Air Force ROTC at Oakland Mills, and there's Army ROTC at Howard High School and Atholton High School. And ROTC, JRTC, I'm sorry, it doesn't, there's no requirement for service. And really the main goal is just to help you graduate high school and to become a better citizen.
So
it's a great program.
So there's no requirement like you need to go to army or like military, right? After you attended the school.
No.
I see. So you can
No.
apply like for example, you said like you originally you like intended to go to White Lake because the JRTC is in Atholton. That's the reason you went to Atholton, right? I know there's another one in
Yeah.
Howard High School. On the other side, there's one in Oakland Mill High School as well. So if the students are interested, they need to apply for that. That means they will not go to their home school. They will go to that 3 schools. They have that program. Is that right?
Yes, but there are certain restrictions. Like if you live in Oakland Mills' district, or you live in Howard's district, or you live in Atholton's district, you can't apply for JRTC. And so if you live in Oakland Mills district, you can't apply for JRTC at Atholton or at Howard. And if you live in Atholton's district, you can't apply for ROTC at Oakland Mills or Howard. And if you live in Howard's district, you can't apply for JRTC at Atholton or Oakland Mills.
I see. So it's like build your leadership, really enrich your high school experience, right?
Oh yes, big time.
I see. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, for our high school students, if you are interested in JROTC, this is an opportunity for you to try to approach your guidance counselor and talk to your school, try to apply that as soon as possible. As Kamau like explained earlier, it's a great experience for him. I hope you'll benefit from that as well if you're interested. Next question for you. Did you ever experience bullying or cyberbullying? How did you or your friend experience that? How did you or them overcome that?
I didn't experience cyberbullying directly or personally, but I guess you could say I was a witness to some of my teammates who cyberbullied, and of course they were reprimanded for that, and they deserve the punishment or the discipline that they got, but it never really affected me personally. No.
Thanks for sharing that. It's glad to hear that. I think it's important for our high school students. If you ever experience or your friends experience cyberbullying, please try to seek help from the school system. The school has a solid framework to help our students. We want to make sure you have a safe learning environment in our school. So the next question for you, can you share some extra curriculum activities?
Yeah, so I would really consider JRTC an extracurricular activity because not only was it just a class in school, but there was a lot of time out of school that I dedicated to JRTC. And also I played varsity soccer for all 4 years. I ran varsity track all 4 years. I was a part of the National Honor Society. I was in Alpha Achievers. I was a part of a club called the Principals Advisory Committee. And that program was really just to give the principal a student's perspective on what we thought the school might need. I was supposed to act in school musical at my school. It was called Hairspray this past spring, but of course we couldn't do that. Oh, I was also involved in the Black Student Union. I performed in all 4 of the BSU assemblies throughout my matriculation through Atholton. Oh, and I also played club soccer outside of school. And throughout this summer, I've been working at the Community Ecology Institute. It's right behind Atholton. That's where I actually met Mr. Willie Flowers. That's not where I met him, but that's where I spent a lot of time with him there. It's about growing food together, and we get to eat off the land. So I think that's really important.
Sure. I like planting as well. So I have a small garden. It's fun to grow food and then like get some fruit for your dinner. So it's good.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for it.
Okay. So do you have any advice to share with incoming high school students?
I would say I advise you to be involved in your school and your community because, being involved, it allows you access to a lot more people and you to build relationships who can be resources for you in the future. And also, I think it's very, very, very important that you manage your time and that you don't get distracted by too many things that aren't doing you any good. Prioritize your schoolwork, prioritize the things that need to be prioritized, like, of course, your grades, your work in the community. So, just be conscious of what needs to be done first.
I see. Thanks for sharing that. So manage your time and find your own priority and really kind of find your own interest as well, right? because you may have so much stuff you wanted to do, but you have limited time. How do you make sure the one you care the most will be done, right?
Right.
Can you tell us why you choose Howard and why you choose chemical engineering as your major?
Okay. I chose chemical engineering because I needed a field that was versatile. Because at that point in my life, I didn't know what I wanted to do. But now I'm thinking with chemical engineering, I want to do biomedical engineering and then get an MD, PhD in neuroscience or neurology. And I chose Howard because I got into this program called the CAR STEM Scholars Program, which is formerly known as the Bison STEM Scholars Program. And that program derived from the Meyer Hall program at UMBC. And the CAR STEM Scholars Program, it offers you a full scholarship, tuition, room and board, and it offers you a book allowance, I think it's called. And also I chose Howard because I see Howard as a place that caters to Black people from all around the world and not just African Americans. Because Howard is one of the few HBCUs with a soccer team. And I see that, they have a soccer team and they also provide instruction in many African languages. And I think that's very important for the Black community so that we understand that we're not separate, that we're all in this together,
Mm-hmm. I see. Thanks for sharing that. So both the soccer team and the scholarship and the HBCU community makes you choose Howard and choose chemical engineer, right?
Yes, big time.
I see. And so now you're not able to play soccer at all, right?
Well, maybe later, but I don't know if I'm actually going to play though, because, there's other things that I want to do.
I see. Thanks for sharing that. I wish you good luck in your college and in your future career.
Thank you.
Do you have any advice for HCPSS where they can change, where they can improve?
May I ask a question about your question?
Sure.
Does HCPSS have control over the school's curriculums?
Yes.
Well, I'd ask that Howard County Public School System add more African history into the world history curriculum, because as it is my understanding, we do a great disservice to our children, our young people, by not teaching them African history. Because, the European history that we learn about most of the times, it wouldn't be as grandiose as it is without African history, without the exploitation of the African peoples. So I think it should be understood where African people fit into history. And it's also because there's this, from what I've seen, the United States curriculums, the way they don't teach African histories, it's almost a way to divide African Americans from people who are living on the African continent. And I think it's important that we try not to divide and it's important that we understand that everybody is capable of doing something. And to not teach African history is almost implying that African people are incapable. And that's just incorrect. So that's my take on that.
Sure, thanks for sharing that. And we interviewed some other people on this channel. I think many students share the same concern. We need to have more diverse curriculum to make sure, and our curriculum reflects the diversity for our student body, right? And we want to make sure it's a global world, and the better we understand the world, the better we understand ourselves. I hope our school can provide that channel to really get the opportunity for our students to learn more diverse and more enriched history than what we have now.
I hope so too, yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. So do you have some closing remarks?
Well, I'd like to thank the Howard County Public System, specifically for their newest, well, not their newest, but the recent campaign to increase diversity in their teaching staff. I appreciate that. Thank you for taking your time out to talk to me and ask me questions, because I like the fact that my opinion is valued. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak with me. I really appreciate it. And this is Dr. Tao from Howard County Board of Education. In this channel, I keep interviewing our high school graduates. I want to make sure we hear our student voice and their student experience. I hope their experience will help you, both the parents and the student, to navigate their high school life. Thank you very much, Kamau. I really appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Have a nice, not summer anymore. Have a nice new semester.
Okay, you do the same.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.